Hello, hello. My name is Ashlee and welcome to my channel. Tonight, we are going to be talking about the Super Bowl halftime show, which was amazing, and all of the reactions to it. But before we get into that, please like and subscribe and comment and join my membership and all the things to help me grow. All right, well, let's get into it. Speaking of growing my channel, the internet loves to hate Erica Kirk video. Got on the wrong side of YouTube. A lot of conservatives in the comments that are very upset with me. But it's all right. It's all right. Hello. But yes, and so today we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. I'm really excited to talk about this because it'll be something actually like super fun. Except for all the hate, but it's like funny. It's been funny. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to read and like react at the same thing. I react at the same time. Watch football. I don't know why my thing is being weird. Okay, wait. Let me. Sorry. There we go. I couldn't see my chat. It was being really weird. Okay. Woo. Okay, I didn't watch football, but I'm glad it annoyed racist people who do. Okay, yes. That's what I was saying. It's super fun watching all the reactions to this. I literally spent like an hour gathering all these different social media posts and stuff, so you're in for a treat. I'm very excited. I thought I saw another comment, but then it went away, so I apologize if I didn't read it or didn't see it. Anyway, before we get into the Super Bowl, I did want to touch on the Olympics real quick because that is also going on, and that is also making people mad. So there were some Olympians that actually got asked about the USA and like how they feel representing America, and they're not too psyched about it, which I don't blame them. And so we're gonna watch some of that as well. It's been a great day. I love watching Cope and Seeth over the halftime show. I know, me too. It has been a great day. And there's so much to go through. So let's get started. I even grouped all of my tabs because I had so many tabs open. All right, so let me share my screen. Oh, that's that's for later. That's coming later. All right, so the first thing we're gonna watch is actually so this is an Olympian, and again they were asking her how she feels representing America, and this is her response.
It's definitely a tough time in our country right now, and I think I just continue to represent my values, which is compassion and respect and love for others, and also to represent my community at home and those that have given us the opportunities to be here. It's a very special experience. That's definitely.
And so like, and she's not like, there are other people who have been kind of like actually denouncing what's going on in America. So I guess there's this guy who went there and it says, apologies to the world for our bad behavior. We will fix it ourselves. I hope so. I hope so, man. You have a lot of faith, and I wish I had that faith. I think the citizens might. I think we have a good chance. But the Democrats, that hasn't been going very well for us. Okay, let's see what else. So yeah, there's someone else. Let me stop this because conservatives are very upset. So like this person said, I knew this was going to happen. This is exactly why I will not be watching the Olympics. Some athletes can't help themselves. Team USA freestyle skiers say ICE does not represent them. Why does that make you so mad? Like, why does that make you mad? No, because just because ICE represents you and what you want America to be does not mean that it represents the rest of us, okay? And like you thinking that people have to agree with ICE, or ICE is like you can't be American unless ICE represents you, I think says a lot about you and who you are as a person, you know? But this is what he said.
I feel heartbroken about what's happened in the United States when, I'm pretty sure you're referencing ICE and some of the protests and things like that. I think that as a country, we need to focus on respecting everybody's rights and making sure that we're treating our citizens as well as anybody with love and respect. And I hope that when people look at athletes compete in the Olympics, they realize that that's the America that we're trying to represent.
It brings up mixed emotions to represent the U.S. right now, I think. It's a little hard. There's obviously a lot going on that I'm not the biggest fan of, and I think a lot of people aren't. If it aligns with my moral values, I feel like I'm representing it. Just because I'm wearing the flag doesn't mean I represent everything that's going on in the U.S. So yeah, I just kind of want to do it for my friends and my family and the people that support me getting here.
Yeah, and okay, I loved that answer. I loved that answer because sorry, I was like cutting off their faces. I love that answer though because he's like it's a difficult thing having to represent America right now. Like it's difficult to be here and represent something that I don't necessarily agree with. And I'm not here to represent that. I'm here to represent my friends and my family who in my community who got me here. And I think that is a wonderful answer. But everyone in the comments, all these people were mad and they're like, you shouldn't have the American flag then. And it's interesting that people get so upset when anyone criticizes Trump or criticizes what Trump's administration is doing. And we're called not American because we criticize him as a president. But when they criticize Biden, when they criticize anybody else, that's not non-American. That's not like they're not deemed non-American. And I feel like conservatives always criticize America, and they consist in like that's Trump's whole shtick, make America great again, because I guess we weren't great before. And all he does is say, oh, we were horrible. We were a horrible country. Now we're hot, but we were horrible. And it's like, okay, so then like the only brand of patriotism, I guess, is yours, and nobody else can criticize America. Nobody else can have different ideals of what America should be. It's just ridiculous, but good for them for speaking up. I'm so happy that they did. And I think it's great that athletes and I think it's great that people of stature are speaking up because they should. Oh, you live in California? Oh, great. Great. More coping and seething. I mean, seriously, they need to let it go already. I know. Okay, yeah, California. That sucks that California is a Republican, but I'm in a Republican state, so not much better. Yeah, Missouri actually kind of sucks. Not sucks, but like, I don't know. I I love where I am, but Missouri, we don't send our best to Congress, so I apologize for that. We don't elect anyone that's good, really, except for Cori Bush. Hopefully Cori Bush will win. Yeah, there are really religious parts, not just religious, but like really conservative parts of California. Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. That sucks. Thank you for the super chat though. Okay, now let's talk about the halftime. Okay, so first we're going to talk about Bad Bunny. I literally have my tabs grouped, okay? So we're going to talk about Bad Bunny, and then we're going to talk about the TPUSA halftime, which was a mess, which was a hot mess. And then we're going to look at all the reactions. Okay, I'm very excited. Okay, so as you all know, Bad Bunny performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, and it was incredible. incredible. Now I watched today. I didn't watch it last night because I'm not a sports person. Okay, I don't really care about sports. I don't really care about sports. Anyway, but I don't. And we don't even, we barely have a football team here in Missouri anymore. The Rams, they took the Rams from us. So, I mean, I don't know. But anyway, and so I watched it today, but oh my God, it was so good. It was incredible. Like, just how it looked, how it flowed. And, there are a lot of people who are saying it's not political. And I actually had a conversation with my dad before the Super Bowl. It was like on Tuesday, and he had to remind me. He was like, the Super Bowl is like this weekend. And I was like, what is it? I didn't realize. Thank you for letting me know. I know my topic on Monday now. But anyway, and my dad was like, well, apparently the NFL, like, I don't know, he's like the CEO, the head, I don't know. Apparently he's like very liberal, which I don't, what I think is very liberal, what my dad thinks is very liberal are two very, very different things. They're two very different things. But he was saying that he was like ensuring everyone that Bad Bunny was like not going to be political. And I was like, well, he is. Unlike most of what he does is political. Like a lot of his music, like a lot of his music videos and like his performances, most of them are political. And I'm like, so he's wrong. It will be political. But I think they were expecting something different. I think they were expecting what happened at the Grammys when he said F ice, or not F ice, but he was just like, we don't need ice. I don't like ice. And now he didn't do that in his performance, but what he did is there was a lot of symbolism there to things going on in Puerto Rico. There was, we'll go through it all, but there was a lot of symbolism there, and honestly, it was incredible. And a lot of people are saying like this is what when people say joy is resistance, this is what they mean. And that made me happy because I can get a little doom-pilled sometimes. And so it was an incredible performance. And seeing everybody crash out about it is wonderful. And seeing all the Republicans who are not crashing out about it are like, well, it really wasn't that political. And I'm like, that's because you don't understand a thing that you're watching. Because you do not understand, like you do not understand. Like Sagar from Breaking Points was like, well, it really wasn't that political. And when Crystal was like, no, it was though. And she was pointing everything out to him. He was like, well, I mean, I guess. And it's like, no, it was. You just like it. And you think like you want to like it because it was good. And that is not what the TPUSA halftime show was. It was not good. Let's just say that. 1/60 is as liberal. No 1/60 is as liberal as they say they are. Yeah. It's better to be a blue dot in a red state than a red dot in a blue state. Okay. Yeah. No, I guess that makes sense. I guess that does make sense. Yeah. I guess that does make sense. A little bit. But our state regularly just like is like, oh, you voted for this? We don't care. Like, you voted for this? Yeah, we don't care. But I guess Gavin Newsom probably does that too. So, how different really are they? Okay, Megyn Kelly, why didn't a Spanish rapper rap in English? Yeah, we're gonna get to that. It's really hilarious. She's a horrible human being. I hate Megyn Kelly with all my might. Hi Greflo, it's nice to see you. I'm so happy you're here. Sorry, I'm trying to exit out of this. I have so many tabs open. Okay, anyway. Oh, I also wanted to talk about some other things that happened in the halftime show. So, Coco Jones performed, and basically it was like, she was trying to, like, she was inspired by, couldn't think of that word, by Whitney Houston. And so I just wanted to show that because I thought that was really cool. And I think Megyn Kelly was upset about her singing as well. And then Green Day also performed before Bad Bunny, and I think they actually like bleeped them out when they told them to like quit your shitty ass job as an ICE agent. And I think they bleeped him out, but Green Day did play before Bad Bunny, which Green Day is always political, and they played like, I think every song they played was from the album American Idiot. So that was definitely political, and that was a wonderful choice. And I don't know who decided to like have them as the opener, but that was a great choice. Okay, I'm trying to exit out of here. Let me exit out of all these tabs. delete group. Okay, there we go. I have so many tabs open right now. Okay, delete group. Okay, Bad Bunny. All right. So the NFL, we can't watch any of it. I apologize. That's YouTube will give me a copyright strike off the bat. So we're just not gonna do it. We're gonna look at it because it's really pretty. It was incredible. This was the end. And it was just like a huge party. And it says the only thing more powerful than hate is love. The only thing more powerful than hate is love. And that's what it says on the billboard back there. And I think that's really important. One, because everyone who is screaming about this, and we're going to look into like Benny Johnson has a very unhinged take on this. Okay. And it's funny because it's like they didn't even watch it, even though most of them watched this and not TPUSA. So it's kind of funny how that's happened. But like, what's really funny is that like they have these unhinged responses to what happened, and it was undeniably good, undeniably entertaining, and it was such a good halftime show that they just look so ridiculous. Like they just look so insane being mad about it. And the whole show, what he was trying, like his whole point, and honestly, we watched his speech at the Grammys when he denounced ICE, and he literally, his message then was also love, like, you know, love is better than hate, or love trumps hate, or whatever, you know. And that was his message then. That was his message during the Super Bowl. Just because he said, you know, I don't like ICE out or whatever, does not make him like a horrible human being, even though that's what all these right-wingers are saying. And of course I think it makes him a wonderful human being, because yes, fuck ICE. But it's like his whole message this whole entire time has been like, love unites people, hate is you know, love is more than hate. And the people who were saying, oh, this was supposed to be for unity, this is a middle finger to MAGA, it's like he's literally saying he wants to spread love and unity, and you're like, no, I'm gonna be as racist as possible. Like, it's ridiculous. I always like this was really cute, because I guess in the beginning he said, you should believe in yourself too, you're worth more than you think, trust me, which was really, 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 really cute. I really enjoyed that. This was at the end. He held up this football and it said, together we are America. And it was right after he actually said, God bless America. And then he went down and said all the different countries within the continent of North and South America. And I thought that was really important. And I really like that he did that, and he said, together we are America, because I think especially in the United States, especially in you know, the United States of America, we tend to think we have like the main character syndrome, where we think we are just the main character, we're the only people that exist, and like no other countries exist. Like we're not even living on a continent that's called, like, you know, America. Like we are just the main character and nobody else exists, and it's just us. And he's like saying, hey, no, these other countries exist too, and they are also a part of the Americas. And like that's the kind of unity and love he wants to bring, right? The unity that right wingers are saying, oh, he doesn't want to bring unity. No, he does want to bring unity. That's his whole message. You are against that. You are against that. You want something for like white people. That's what you want. Like, you're mad that a white person didn't perform. Like, that's what they're mad at. And like, how is that uniting anyone? How is that how is that uniting anyone or creating community? It's not. But anyway, together we are all American. And then Bad Bunny said, God bless America, then brought out the flag of every country in the American continent to remind you the world doesn't revolve around you. Yep, exactly. Okay, and so this is one of the other symbols he had. He says, I always dreamed of taking my uncle to a Super Bowl and I couldn't. He left unexpectedly without warning. So during my Super Bowl halftime show, I decided to have him on my shirt. So that's what it said, 64 on his shirt. Let's see. Oh, yes, he's naming all of the Hispanic countries in front of every racist person in America. Yes. And then that's him and Lady Gaga. I just wanted to put that in because Lady Gaga she performed in this, her and Ricky Martin performed in the halftime show. Something that I read that I didn't realize, or that I didn't pick up on until I read it, but like a lot of songs or American songs will have like a feature, and it'll be a Latin artist or a Spanish artist, and they'll speak Spanish in that verse or some Spanish in that verse, and then it goes back to the English like pop star and they're the main person. In this one, they switched it. So Bad Bunny is like, he is the main person, he is the main attraction, and then the feature or like the little verse was for Lady Gaga. And I didn't realize that, but I was like, that's really cool. Like, I like that. That's great. And she said, thank you, Benito. I don't know how to say his name right, and I'm sorry if I say it wrong. For including me in this powerful, important, meaningful performance. I am so humbled to be a part of this moment. It's all the more special because it was with you and your beautiful heart and music. He really is. Like, the more I learn about, like, I knew about Bad Bunny like a while ago, but the more I learn about him, the more I'm like, wow, he just seems like such an amazing person. like wow, like he just really seems like such an amazing person. And I usually am not a big fan of like celebrities. Usually I'm like on a celebrity's case, but he seems like a really great person. The only thing that I see that I was like, oh, I don't know, is when he dated Kendall Jenner. But you know, who am I to judge? But no, he seems like such an amazing person. Like, he just seems so amazing, and I really like that he always uses his voice for activism. But anyway, all my love to Ricky and the whole cast. Thank you. And then she tagged the designer, and if you look at her dress, so this is the Puerto Rican flag, and then that flower right there, like the colors of the Puerto Rican flag, and then that flower right there is actually the flower of Puerto Rico. And so very like, there was tons of symbolism, and she looks beautiful. All right. Bad Bunny closed out his performance with a billboard saying the only thing more powerful than hate is love, and everybody else was mad. And you hear that, everybody, and all the people who said, oh, he doesn't want to bring unity are mad, are the ones who are mad. Okay, this flag was illegal when my grandparents were born, by the way, and so that is the Puerto Rican flag, the colors that she was wearing, which is crazy, and I didn't know that, and it's wild. That's wild that it was illegal. Imagine being upset about this beautiful message, love and unity. And then let's see. Okay. God bless America. The only thing more powerful than hate is love. Together we are America. And this was the anti-American halftime show. Oh, just wait. The TPUSA halftime show was a hot mess. Oh, Bad Bunny is named after I don't know. I could be saying his name wrong. I probably am. I am probably saying his name wrong. Um, let's see. Lady Gaga is the group of certified allies. Yes, I love Lady Gaga. Some people are saying she's a Zio. I don't know. Okay, but I have always loved Lady Gaga, and like in the queer community, she's always been like such an icon and such an ally and such a legend. So that makes me nervous because she seems like such a good person. Um, okay, so that was, yes, anti-American. What? Okay, that's them. And apparently she's like been one of his idols, which is like so cute. Oh my god, it's so cute. Okay. And then English speakers, like that was less political than I thought. LOL, they had Ricky Martin singing Don't Do Us Like You Did Hawaii. And so that was my point earlier, is like there's a lot of people who are like, oh, it wasn't as political as I thought it was gonna be. And I think it's because like just watching it, if you're just like vibing with it, maybe it's not like out there, it's not what conservatives kept saying it was gonna be. Like maybe I should show Benny Johnson's response now, but like one of Benny Johnson's response is just so silly. He comes off so crazy because he like, this was woke garbage nonsense, da da da, and it's like, dude, it was just like, it was a big party and it was really fun, but he had political messages in there. And so like, I know the power lines, it's when the power, like they had the power go out and the power lines went out and he had people up on the power lines. That was after the hurricane, when Puerto Rico lost power. And I actually remember that because it was when I was like super into Supernatural, and I had a friend online who lived in Puerto Rico and talked to me about it. And yeah, and so basically, and that's how I actually learned about Bad Bunny, was from her, because Bad Bunny was speaking out about it. And so Bad Bunny has always been an activist, and he has always spoken out. And I really think his performance was incredible. It was incredible. Him having all the flags out there was incredible. Him naming all the different countries in the Americas is incredible. Just him showing so much culture, and also like even beforehand saying and doing it all in Spanish, I think was incredible. Having Ricky Martin sing that song, and that's what that song was about, was about not treating Puerto Rico like they did Hawaii, and trying to like take away their culture, and take away their identity, and that's what he was singing. And then the power went out, like, and it interrupted him, and the power went out from them, I mean, we colonized them, right? And now you have people calling him not a real citizen, and just being so incredibly racist when he is an American citizen. He is an American, and he, I think, showed that his culture, Puerto Rican culture, Latin culture, is America, and it's indigenous to America. So I thought it was incredible. It was an incredible performance, just simply amazing. And yeah. Now I'm gonna read some comments, but then we're gonna look at the TPUSA part of this, because that was interesting, to say the least. I don't think anybody watched it. Okay. Sorry, Kid Rock always sucked. Okay. I've been to his bar in Nashville. That also sucks. I've been to his bar in Nashville. It's like the worst one. And that's saying a lot, because they're always like super crowded. Like everything's super crowded. Thank you for the super chat again. You and the Vanguard inspire me to move to Mo. Kansas City is really cool. They live in Kansas City. I do like Kansas City. Kansas City is really cool. Don't remember people being upset about Gangnam Style not being in English. It's amazing for him. 10 years ago, he was bagging groceries and putting his music on YouTube. Now he's the most streamed artist playing the Super Bowl halftime show. Yeah, it is incredible. And like, also, that's the other thing, is that a lot of people are pointing out like, he is literally he is literally what conservatives say America is, of like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps bullshit, right? But he helps out people in Puerto Rico, and he always helps the community and stuff like that. But he, like you said, like he was backing groceries, and now he literally won like album of the year at the Grammys and is the most streamed artist. And like he is incredibly popular, and that's why when conservatives are like, oh, this is a middle finger to MAGA, it's like, again, I don't think you're saying what you think you're saying, because this is not an indictment on the NFL or the halftime show or Bad Bunny. This is an indictment on you. Like, he's one of the most popular artists in the world, and you're like, this is a middle finger to us. like the world, like there are so many people in the world, and you think them picking the most popular, one of the most popular artists in the world is somehow a middle finger to you. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We assume we're the only America. Exactly. South America doesn't exist. MAGA freaked out last year with Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, I remember that. I talked about that too. Lady Gaga was beautiful. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Okay, yes, all right. So now let's talk about the the All-American halftime show. Okay, so we're not gonna watch it because I don't want to. Also, copyright. There'll probably be copyrights, whatever. But this was the promo for it. Now, I just want to point out, right, that like the Super Bowl was incredible. Like, you look at the production value, like all those bushes were people, which is so cool to me. But like, it was incredible, the production value, right? Incredible, just incredible. And then you got this. You got this, like you got this. Okay. Also, and I saw why can't I think of his name? Matt Bernstein from A Little Fruity podcast. He was like, Gabby Barrett or Beretta, whatever. He was like, I was so upset that I saw her on this, and when I saw her, I knew exactly who she was. She had a hit song, and this is back. I distinctly remember this song because this is back when I lived in Nashville. And this song came out, and I was like, oh my God, I love this song. It was called I Hope. And I'm sure she played it because it's like, I think that's like her biggest song. And that's the only song I know of hers. But I mean, this was years ago. And it's such a good song, and it's about someone cheating on you. And I was like, oh my God, I really feel this song. And then now I saw her, and I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, of course. Of course. Not gonna listen to that song again. But of course this is her, and he was upset about it too, and I was like, man, I knew it too. I woke up this morning, and I was like, it's her, isn't it? It is. It's her. Oh well. It's not that good of a song. Okay, anyway. So Kid Rock was like the main attraction, right? Which is crazy. Kid Rock being the main attraction is insane. Like I said, his bar in Nashville, I don't even think it's that good. Okay, it's okay. It has like 4 stories, I think, and I don't know why. I sat on the first story, and it's just not, I don't know. There's a lot of bars on Broadway, on that strip of Broadway, and his really isn't all that great. So, just wanted to say that. I saw a clip of Kid Rock, and he was way off with his lip syncing. He wasn't even holding his mic to his mouth. Everyone else besides Kid Rock sounds like they have a name straight out of country music SNL skit. There was this one guy, I was watching Hassan earlier, and there was this one guy, and he was sitting there, and he was like literally singing what an AI song, I swear to God, an AI country song came up with the lyrics of his song. I swear to God, I've heard AI come up with it, because he sat there and he said, I'm drinking my beer with my car and my American flag. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me, right? I'm like, this is a joke. Like, this isn't real. It was real. It's very, I don't know. It's insane. Anyway. And so, wait, Kid Rock lip synced his performance, all that complaining and such. Oh, kissing his fish. That's what it was. Kissing his fish. Maybe, oh man. See, I want to play it, but I'm worried YouTube is gonna like copyright strike me. God, it was so funny. Hassan, I think I'm going to do a video about this, but Hassan got banned on Twitter, and then he streamed on YouTube for a little while. And he was talking about today, he was like, yeah, on YouTube, you can't react to stuff like this, because you will get, like, they will take your live down, which is true. Or like at the end of it, they'll be like, you cannot, like, this, nobody can see this video. And you're like, okay, great. So I'm always worried about that. But anyway, I want to drink beer, drive my truck, and fly my flag. And kiss my fish, which I don't know what that means. Does that mean he's fishing? Does he kiss the fish that when he fishes? I'm not understanding. Not understanding, but those were literally the lyrics, and I swear to God, I've heard an AI come up with those lyrics verbatim before. And it's very funny. That's very funny to me that they just happen to be so similar. But anyway, Kid Rock, like you were saying, so it's okay. Wait. Kid Rock lip synced his performance, all that complaining and such, and he didn't actually sing. So this was just a really expensive temper tantrum. Yes, much like everything they do. I feel like Fox News as a network is just a very expensive temper tantrum. Like, I feel like that's all Fox News is. Okay, so this, let's see, maybe this is only like 10 seconds. Maybe I can play this. This is Kid Rock. Singing. Apparently, people are saying he's a rapper. I never saw Kid Rock as a rapper. What? That was never, is that new? I'm very confused. I heard people say that, and I was like, because apparently, Kid Rock is his rapping persona. And then he has like a country persona. And so like in the middle of the show, he changed to his country persona. And they thought this was better than Bad Bunny. Okay, we're gonna watch it. Okay. See, did you see that? So like the music is still going, and he doesn't even have the mic up to his mouth. Okay, let's see. Let's just go back. See, the music is still going. I'm sorry. He looks like he's on something. I saw him on Fox News, or a picture of him on Fox News earlier, and he looks bad. Like, it's bad. It is bad. He looks bad. Okay. He did it again at the very end. He did it again. Wait, he did it again. Okay, wait. Okay, I think it's right there. This man is so washed. Oh God, he's so washed. Okay. And then I thought this was funny because this is Tom McDonald. If you don't know who Tom McDonald is, he's actually Canadian. Um, he's Canadian, but he likes to cosplay as an American rapper. Um, and he is delusional because he says this should be the Super Bowl halftime show. And it says new video, pray for the left. And he has a shirt on that says pray for the left. Here, well, let's listen to just like a piece of it. Just like a little piece of it.
They always said that Charlie Kirk was a Nazi, then they
It was worse than I thought it was gonna be. When did he start singing? I thought he rapped. Wait. Okay, wait, we have to keep going. This is almost 4 million views in 2 days. Okay. Yeah, well, the Super Bowl got a lot more views than that, but sure. Okay. Says new video, pray for the left. They can shoot us and burn our cities and we'll still pray for them. This is deranged. This is deranged. Now he's doing pop. I know. Wait. Your target audience didn't like rap? Your target audience didn't like rap? Is that what you're trying to say, Tom McDonald?
celebrated after they killed him.
I'm sorry. I can't take this seriously. He's talking about Charlie Kirk dying, but he's doing it in this like you have like this upbeat song and you're like, yeah, they laughed after he died. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Like, what is this? This is ridiculous. Okay.
They tried to tell us that Black Lives Matter and that white people have always been villains.
Oh my god, okay, wait. We're not gonna listen to this whole thing. I'm just gonna see. Let's go towards the end and see what happens. Okay, this is really funny.
Head off your head, then make a meme of your last breath.
He said then they did he say they cut off your head and then made a meme of your last breath? Wait, okay, we're gonna take that one back. Okay.
They want a civil war. Pray for the left.
No, sir. Who wants a civil war? Because I don't want a civil war. But like y'all have been saying you want a civil war for years now, about a decade now. Even longer if you want to talk about everything else. What do you mean? We wanted a civil war. We didn't want a civil war. Also, what do you think? What do you think militarizing our streets and bringing ICE into our streets does? What do you think that is? Like, what? Okay.
They'll shoot that red hat off your head, then make a meme of your last breath.
He said they'll shoot that red hat off your head, then make a meme of your last breath. That's what he said.
'Cause you're not like them, so they want you dead. But
because you're not like them, so they want you dead. What delusion? What sheer delusion is this man living in? Those Olympians that just stood up for their communities and so that they felt conflicted about representing the USA. Do you know what's happening to them right now? They're getting death threats. Yeah, no, they're getting death threats right now. So like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, this is insane.
Still pray for the left.
But we still pray for the left. Okay, anyway, I just thought that was really funny. I just thought that'd be really funny to watch. Oh God, this sounds like a satire. How do you satire this? That's what I'm saying. Like, he's dead serious. Like, he's like serious, and it does. That's why I can't take this seriously, because it sounds satire. the gun clocking sound is a threat, honestly. Okay, so let's see. That was that. Okay, so this is the other thing. So conservatives are saying like, oh my God, so many people moved from the Super Bowl to the Turning Point USA halftime show, and can you believe it? Also, something I would like to note, that because Bad Bunny performed the Super Bowl, because the whole thing was in Spanish except for Lady Gaga's part, because of that, they were like, we need to create our own halftime show. And there were a lot of people saying like, it's like you basically just want segregation. Like, you just want a separate halftime show. But all of them are like deluding themselves into thinking, they're literally like, oh, the Super Bowl is scared, because they're saying like, the numbers are different no matter where you go. This one says 5.11 million. Some people are saying 6 million. Some people are saying 14 million. I don't believe any of them, to be honest, but here we go. Anyway, so they're like, oh my God, the Super Bowl scared, I can't believe it. But he literally broke the record for the most watched Super Bowl halftime show in history. So like, I don't know, I don't know what they think. They think they've somehow won the culture war, but they haven't. Like everyone's saying, woke is back. Woke is back. Finally. Oh, this is... Okay, this is... I laughed at this. I'm sorry. So I'm being a bad person. So Erica Kirk posted this. She said the TPUSA All-American Halftime Show was so incredible. Charlie would have absolutely loved it. Thank you for the millions that tuned in. I'm so proud of our entire team, staff, and the artists who believed in our vision and mission. And then she, whatever. Okay. It's okay. It's okay to love Jesus and your country. It's okay. It's okay to love Jesus and your country. Ultimately, this is what it's all about, making heaven crowded. Aw, she had to do some marketing there. She had to do a name drop for her tour. Making heaven crowded. She said, I love you, Charlie, baby. This is all for you. And this is the video, and it looks like AI. Okay, I can't tell if it is, but it looks like it is. And if it is, that is unhinged. Unhinged, and just unhinged.
I want to honor God in all that I do. I want to be a great husband, a great father. I want to serve this country. I want to try to continue to lead.
Oh, that music behind it's probably not. But like, this looks like AI to me. But I guess some of this might be real. And that looks kind of real, I guess. But like, this looks like AI, but I guess it also could be real. I don't know. I can't tell. But anyway, I don't know. I just thought that was funny. Okay. There's so many. I told you, there's so many things I brought up. Okay. This is probably not interesting at all anymore, because I'm just like, and there's this post, and then there's this post that I saw that was funny. Okay, but this is... Then I'm sorry, this cannot be real. It's Kid Rock again. Yeah, okay. He just looks insane. He looks like a crazy person. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. This is the cope that's happening right now. So he says, holy crap, Kid Rock just made an insane entrance at TPUSA's All-American Halftime Show. Charlie would be so freaking proud of these guys. Absolutely mogged that Bad Bunny BS. Now, delusion. Delusion. Like, so delusional. Also, he mocked Bad Bunny. I don't know how old this person is, okay? I don't know how old they are. But they are too old to be saying mocked, okay? If you know who Kid Rock is, I think maybe you're a little too old to be saying mocked. That's all. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. There was a meme that I saw the other day on Instagram that said, clavicular mocked by blah 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 da 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 da. I have no idea, and I vaguely know what that is about because I watch Hassan. But underneath it said, if I ever understand this sentence, like, end me. Like, it's the end. Like, just end me now. And I feel that way because what do you mean? Like, our political discourses right now is Kid Rock mocked Bad Bunny. Like, what are we saying? Okay, and I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to be like old and grumpy, but like, come on, this is crazy. This is crazy. He mocked Bad Bunny. Come on, what does that even mean? Okay, God, love Jesus, not your neighbors. Exactly. Don't tell me the Make Heaven crowded doesn't sound like a death cult slogan. It does. Nick Sorter is mid-30s at least. Oh, way too old. I'm 32, way too old. Listen, the only reason he's 27. Okay, well, I guess. I don't know. I just don't. I guess I'm like, I'm too old. The fact that I even know who, like, clavicular is, it's a sign I shouldn't be so online, I think. Because if I were to talk to, like, anybody I know that's, like, not as online, they'd be like, what the hell are you talking about right now? Like, who and what is what? Excuse me? Okay, and then this is this lady. She said, watching the American halftime performance at the Super Bowl instead of Bad Bunny. And she looks insane. This is her. She looks insane. Like, literally, you have one of the best performances happening. I mean, I guess you can't really see it but, still insane. This blue dot keeps coming up and I don't know what that is. Okay, so there's a rumor that all these numbers are fake and that the TPUSA thing was like botted to like holy hell, because as they keep saying, oh, it was like 5 million. No, it's like 6 million. No, it's like 14 million. They can't decide. They don't know, but it could get so much more. We could have so many more people, and the NFL is so scared. They're not. But they're not. But apparently XQC even realized that it was being botted because he was watching it in real time. Because now, you know what I think's happening now? The grift is no longer left or right. And I'm calling it right now. This is what I'm calling right now, because Jank is doing it. I'm going to have a video about that. Tucker's doing it. Candace Owens is doing it. All these different people are doing it. Being an enlightened centrist is going to be the new grift. That's going to be the new grift, because now you have all these people who are like right-wingers who are like, hey, I'm not a Bad Bunny fan, but like it was good, but like I liked it. Or they're like, I liked this, but like they botted it. Or it's just very like in the middle, and they have to be like Candace Owens was like, I mean, I just don't understand why everyone's so upset about Bad Bunny. Like, he wanted unity. We should, or whatever. I don't know. She said something stupid, and I was like, okay, so that's the new grift. The new grift is enlightened centrism. I'm just making that prediction that is the new grift people are going to try to do. They're going to try to do this like enlightened centrism thing. All these right-wingers are going to come out of the woodwork and start being like, I mean, I guess we can criticize some things about Trump and like, I'm not a leftist or blah, 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 but they're still going to be racist. They're still going to be homophobic, but people like Jank and Anna will bring them into the fold like they have been. But anyway, that's my prediction right now. But getting back to this clip, because they reminded me of that, because XQC and like Asmongold are those people who don't have any like actual political views. They just go wherever the wind takes them. They go with whatever's popular. And so because they are now having to soften their like such hard pro MAGA stance, now that they're having to soften that a little bit, I really think that a lot of this like inline centrist shit is gonna be the new grift. Not that every liberal hasn't already been doing that, or other people haven't already been doing that, but I really think like that's the new thing, that's going to be the new thing coming out of all of this. Anyway, just my prediction. So Kyle Kalinske says TPUSA botting viewers for their shitty hillbilly. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so Kyle Kalinske just says shit, man. Will only be eclipsed by the humiliation of every right-wing idiot pretending the numbers are real. They're really pretending too. They're really pretending, like they're so delusional, and they're out here like, man, the NFL's so scared, man. And it's like, no, they're not. They're really not. But this is the video of XQC.
I don't get it. Live chat, it's not loading it.
I just wanna catch my fish.
Oh, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Why does he say, I just want to kiss my fish? What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm really intrigued now. Is that because he fishes, or like, what does that mean? This song, we're going to start it over. Listen to XQC because he's talking about the botting and everything, but like also listen to the song. But like also listen to the song, because this is crazy. You cannot tell me this does not sound like AI. You cannot tell me that the lyrics don't sound like they came from AI.
Yo, is the chat frozen? I don't get it. Live chat, it's not loading it.
I just wanna catch my fish, drive my truck, drink my beer,
Guys,
not wake up to all.
I've literally seen a video somewhere, who knows where it says like, I put this into AI, like make a country song, and I swear to God, it was like verbatim. Except for the kiss my fish part, because I don't know what that means. But like, it was verbatim this, verbatim. Oh my God, it's so funny. When I heard this earlier today, I lost it. Oh my God, it's so funny. Okay, we're gonna rewind that. We're gonna rewind. But basically, the whole point of this video is not the song. It's XQC saying like the chat's not loading, it's not going very fast, but it like, it's like spiking up to like 14 million viewers or whatever the hell they're saying. But like the chat in real time is not responding that way. It is not acting that way. So they probably botted it, which I don't put it past them at all. But anyway, we're going to start this over real quick, because this next part really made me laugh.
Drink my beer,
guys,
not wake up to all this
hello?
stuff I don't wanna hear.
Not wake up to all this stuff I don't want to hear. Okay, I thought that was funny, because I'm like, dude, the stuff you don't want to hear is that like gay people exist. That like gay people exist, right? Like, it's so crazy to me, because I'm like, gay people just exist. Just because like you waking up and realizing they exist, I don't know. I feel like if that ruined your day, then like I I don't know what to tell you. Like, you have to have bigger problems than that. Like, you have to have bigger problems than that. And it's just so crazy to me. Like, I wake up every day and I hear things I don't want to hear. Yeah, I do too. Like, ICE killing people in the middle of the street, man. Like, yours is like, oh my God, a trans kid is playing sports. Oh my God. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. Well, now conservatives and like PBD, I guess Patrick David on his latest show has been talking about this, but they're like so upset with Netflix because they're like 40% of their shows have a gay person in it. It's the gay agenda. Dude, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I wish there were more queer shows on everything. On everything. Okay? Especially shows for queer women. There are not a lot of those. Let me just say, there's not a lot at all. Not a lot at all. Where they're like the main characters. So, you know what? It's so stupid to me. Oh, so there's like one character that's gay, and that's a part of the gay agenda. It's so stupid. Anyway, I'm really happy we watched that because that song was really silly and it made me laugh. Okay, all right, we're gonna get rid of that. Now we're gonna get to the best part of all. The part, not that part. The part that you have all been waiting for. The part that you have all been waiting for. The reactions to everything. It just means that we're both too online. Yes, I am very online. It's just people here keep to themselves or on apps and a lot of transplants because of, in California. Yeah, okay. Republicans want the halftime show to be about patriotism. I'm sorry, but patriotism doesn't do it for me. Honestly, and this is how I have felt about America. Excuse me, for most of my life, actually. Even though my family is very conservative and I grew up in a conservative family, I've never been ultra patriotic. Like, I did not want to do the whole like Pledge Allegiance thing in elementary school. I was like against it and I hated it, and I didn't even really know why. I think it was just I've just kind of always been like against authority or not super. Just kind of like, I don't know, sometimes I don't like being told what to do all the time, so sometimes like authority was never really my thing, growing up, even though I didn't, anyway, we're gonna stop it there. I could keep going, I could keep yapping, and so I've never really been super patriotic, right? And that's why it's so funny to me when conservatives, like, it's like almost their whole identity, and they get very upset when it's not yours. And it's almost like it's my identity and I've had to like live with this identity my whole life. So now I'm forcing you to do it too. And it's just like, I never understood it. Like, I never understood having like blind allegiance to a country just because, like, I don't know. It never made sense to me. And like, I think it is very patriotic for like Olympians to go out there and be like, well, I don't really know. I feel weird representing America right now because I don't really stand by what we're doing, And so I think that's patriotic and I think that's great. And I think that's a very honest answer. And it just reminded me of that. Anyway, the performance was pre-recorded. Did you already mention that? Yeah, no, I didn't. And it was pre-recorded, which is even funnier. So they it wasn't even live. They just re-recorded it. And, that's the other thing. They had trouble streaming it on certain platforms because of copyright issues. And so they're like, oh my gosh, like, Kid Rock mocked Bad Bunny and all this other kind of bullshit. And it's like, bro, you guys didn't even know what you could and couldn't stream because of licensing. Like this is crazy. They're very delusional. Thank you for calling me funny. That makes me very happy. Okay, anyway, we're gonna get to the best part of the stream, which is the reactions. All the conservatives melting the F down. And it's gonna be my favorite part. Okay, so this is Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer is a horrible person. She is quite a disgusting human being. And she said something even more incredibly racist, but I'm not gonna put it up here. She was losing her mind. She was losing her shit over the weekend. So Laura Loomer said the NFL should apologize to the American people for flooding the Super Bowl with their foreign flags. Totally disgraceful. There's nothing American about any of this. And the funny part is in both of the reactions I'm going to show you, she completely misses the point and she just looks really dumb because she is. So the whole point, and we talked about this earlier, the whole point of this ending sequence, the whole point of this ending scene when he said God bless America and then named all of the different countries within North America and South America, the whole point was that there are other countries. Other countries exist. It's not just the United States. That was the whole point. And we were all American and we were all American together. That was literally the whole point. Literally the whole point. And so of course she misses that point totally here. But in the next one, okay, wait, let me go back. Okay, so then in the next one, she says, it's kind of ironic how Bad Bunny was dancing on an electrical post at the Super Bowl halftime show. Puerto Rico isn't exactly known for having reliable electricity. I wonder why. I wonder why. And then she said he could have highlighted the electrical grid crisis in PR and done some good with his platform, but he chose degeneracy. You are looking at him like you were like, how are you saying he could have highlighted that problem? Like, I don't even know how to sit here and explain this because it's so dumb. You're mad that he highlighted the problem and then said he could have highlighted the problem he did highlight. But he chose degeneracy, but he did highlight the problem. But like, you're talking about it. This is like, what? That's what I'm saying. Like, conservatives really have no motion anymore because this just like she doesn't even have anything to fight back against. Like, what is this? Like, what is this shit? This doesn't even make any sense. It makes no sense. He legit mentioned it. What the fuck? How is she this confused? That's what I'm saying. Like, conservatives, I think, don't know how to handle themselves right now because they have all the power. They have all the different houses. They have everything, right? They have everything they ever wanted, and people despise them. People despise them. They hate them. They don't want this. They don't like this. And they don't know how to handle it, I think. Like, I just don't think they know how to handle it because it bruises their egos and that they don't know how to handle this. And it's very evident. They don't understand art. They don't feel exactly. Yes. I love that. It's so funny because in my last video that kind of popped off, the Erica and Candace one, there are a lot of conservatives who were like really, really mad at me because sometimes I like psychoanalyze conservatism and stuff. And that's just because, again, like I grew up in a conservative family and so it wasn't like a religious conservative family either. It was just my family was just conservative. So it wasn't even like super strict or anything like that. It was just like, normie conservative. And now most of my family is like super, super MAGA. And I personally just talk about how that affected me in my mental health and how I grew up and how I deal with emotions and how that has affected me. And a lot of conservatives in my comments were very upset with me and were like, you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe that was just your family and da da da. And I was like, dude, I guess you're triggered by this, but I'm just talking from my experience, and I love my family. I love my parents. Okay. But they're not good with emotions and they sometimes don't know how to handle emotions, which can make them very reactionary. And I had to work through that. I still have to work through that. And so it's just something that I think was really funny, that it made so many people mad in my last video. I was like, damn, okay. I didn't realize it was going to strike such a chord. Why else does she think she's dancing on? Why else does she think he's dancing on electric pole for? I don't know. Like, I have no idea. I don't know. It's really insane to me. It's really insane to me. Okay, so that was that one. This is Hassan reacting to her, and he said, "You are medically stupid." To the electrical pole one, post one, because she is. Like, what do you mean? It's so stupid. Like, they just have no response for any of this anymore. Okay. So the next thing we're going to talk about is Donald Trump's response, which was very long. And then we're going to talk about Logan Paul. And then we're going to watch Megyn Kelly literally, like, crash the fuck out. She crashed out on Piers Morgan. She crashed out. I watched some of it earlier, and it is she's lost her goddamn mind. I just started cussing again. I'm like, I don't even care anymore. Okay, anyway, so well, I got this from Francesca. We love Francesca. We love Franny over here. And so she said, cry more, ho. But anyway, this is what Donald Trump said. So he said, the Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. It makes no sense, is an affront to the greatness of America, and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, and the dancing is disgusting. That is very, like, I that part I don't like, because it's just like virile, like, I'm probably saying that word wrong. It's just like so racist. It's just like so racist. And it's like, I don't know. It's just like so racist to be like, oh, the dancing was disgusting. And so was Laura saying, or what Laura Loomer saying, oh, it was degeneracy. It's just like, I mean, it is kind of like a whistle, like a dog whistle, but it's also just like very racist. Okay, so and the dancing is disgusting, especially for young children that are watching from throughout the USA. It's so dumb. Like, you're literally in the Epstein files, bro. I don't think you should be talking about what kids should and shouldn't be doing. Okay, watch the USA and all over the world. This show, in quotations, he always puts the weirdest things in quotations. Okay, this show is just a slap in the face. That is also in quotations. I guess I kind of get why he would put show in quotations, but why would you put slap in the face in quotations? To our country, which is setting new standards and records every single day, including the best stock market and 401k in history. I don't believe that. Excuse me, there is nothing inspirational about this mess of a halftime show. It was incredible. That's the funniest part about all of this, is it was incredible. And a lot of people are thinking like maybe they just like pre-wrote all of these. And so that's why it's just so silly. It just seems so silly because it was such an amazing halftime show. Like, it was incredible. And you know, even if you didn't understand it, just like the storytelling involved is just it was incredible. It was incredible. The production value, the storytelling, just everything, was the showmanship, just incredible. The symbolism, all of it. Okay. It will get great reviews from the fake news media because they haven't got a clue of what is going on in the real world. And by the way, the NFL should immediately replace its ridiculous new kickoff rule. Make America great again, President Donald J. Trump. I don't know what that means. The kickoff rule, I don't know what that means. But anyway, so let's see. There's one more. Okay, there's a couple more, and then we're gonna Oh, the White House posted this too, and it's like an AI video of people at the Super Bowl, and then it like goes into like Trump's accomplishments, which are probably all just lies. I don't even know. This is so weird. He's like, stop thinking about the Super Bowl and start thinking about me. Yeah, I don't care. I just thought that was really ridiculous. The White House. Okay. If you didn't know, now you know. Okay. I don't care. Okay. So this is what Matt Walsh was saying. Okay. And Trump dance with so much grace. Yeah. He's crazy. Okay, saw a clip of Megan on Pierce, and what the fuck, holy shit, that was a lot. She's insane. Like, I'm really excited to watch it. She's insane. Trump wants more head injury. Okay, Trump wants more head injury on kickoffs is what that means. Oh, okay. That's just like, it's so funny that like conservatives are now against the NFL. It's actually really funny how they're like like they're like against the NFL, and like their NFL is woke, and I'm like, do you understand how many people have gotten so like they have gotten such injuries from this sport, and how they don't get a shit ton of help when they're out, and if they have CTE, they have essentially like not ruined their life, but like, you know, it affects their life. And so many people have been against the NFL for so many reasons for so long, and now conservatives are like, oh my god, the NFL's woke, we have to be against the NFL because of Kendrick Lamar and Bad Bunny being the Super Bowl halftime shows. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And it's honestly just racism. Anyway, this is what Matt Walsh was saying. I wonder if the NFL will ever try hiring a good band for the halftime show. Can they just go back to having marching bands? Maybe one of these years they'll line up a Super Bowl halftime show actually geared towards the sort of people who watch football. Oh, okay. The only people looking forward to this halftime show are the people who refer to the teams by their jersey colors. Okay. Okay. Okay, it says, this is officially the gayest Super Bowl halftime show of all time, but it's in San Fran, so I guess we should expect it. I think he said that because Ricky Martin was there. And in the very beginning, there's like two men like grinding up on each other. Wonderful. Love to see it. We love gay love. And so now everyone's like, oh my god, it was so gay, but then they also had like tons of women dancing, and like it's it's so stupid. Okay, Benny Johnson is actually the funniest for me because it's so unhinged that I just think it's kind of insane. So this is what Benny Johnson said. He said, the Bad Bunny halftime show was the worst entertainment performance in Super Bowl history. Woke, cringe, unintelligible, foreign. Okay. Boring. No. Derivative. No. Preachy. What? Creatively bankrupt. Like, do you see what I'm saying? He must have pre-wrote this, because none of that is true. Absolutely none of it is true. And it says, worst of all, no songs you can even sing along to, because no songs were in our language. In our language. Okay. See what he's doing there? In our language? Yeah. Just, honestly, it's so funny because Tom McDonald's like, oh, they want to call us Nazis. Well, I don't know, man. This I mean, sound like a Nazi, get called a Nazi. I don't know. I mean, Benny Johnson, sounds like a Nazi in our language. And just wait till we listen to Megyn Kelly. She's lost her goddamn mind. Football is an American sport. The NFL spit in the face of their fans and our nation. This is an absolute humiliation for the NFL. He is one of the biggest artists in the world. And something that, like, listen, I was listening to Breaking Points earlier, and something that Sagar said that made sense is, like, they're trying to go international. They want to be an international brand, and so they're going to use the biggest music artist in the world. And I mean, yeah, that makes sense to me. Like I said, like a lot of conservatives and people in MAGA are like, this is a middle finger to MAGA. They just hate us, and this is blah, 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 blah. No, like, why? This is not about you. Like, and the fact that you think the Super Bowl halftime show is about specifically you and specifically a middle finger to you, is crazy. But anyway, football's in contrast, the TPUSA halftime show was just a feel-good banger after banger from American artists who love this country and who football fans can relate with. It felt like America. Total cultural victory. Legitimately so proud of the TPS USA family tonight. Charlie is smiling from heaven. They have lost their minds. Okay. So the last thing before we watch Megyn Kelly, which is the best, which I probably should have started with, but that because it's the most interesting part. But Jake Paul, who I barely know who he is, was also upset last night, and I don't like the Pauls. I think they're just grifters. I think they're a lot of like these pod bros, a lot like Asmongold, a lot like XQC. They're just gonna jump on whatever bandwagon gets them views and money and whatever they want. Like, they don't actually care about anything. But Jake Paul said, purposely turning off the halftime show, let's rally together and show big corporations they can't just do whatever they want without consequences, which equals viewership for them. You are their benefit. Realize you have power. Turn off this halftime. A fake American citizen performing who publicly hates America. I cannot support that. So the fact that makes this even crazier is that Jake Paul actually lives in Puerto Rico, has lived there since 2021, and it's for tax evasion reasons. And so he is doing what all colonizers do, what most colonizers do, is he is going, well, he's American, but he's going there, and he's not going there to be a part of the culture. He's not going there to give back. He's not going there to do anything helpful. He's going there to take advantage of them and then live there and then call them fake citizens, because honestly, he's a piece of shit. And no, Puerto Ricans are citizens. Bad Bunny is a citizen. He is not a fake citizen. And also, people who hate America can still be American citizens. Just because you hate America, just because you hate Trump, just because you hate ICE, just because you hate whoever, does not mean you're not an American citizen. I know they want to make it that way, but as of right now, that's not what that means. So it doesn't matter if he hates America. And that's what they're saying. They're saying, oh, foreign, it's this, it's that. No, it's not. No, he is not. He's an American citizen. And honestly, we colonized Puerto Rico, and they should have their own autonomy, and we shouldn't be controlling them. But that's not really the point right now. The point right now is that he's an American citizen, and they were being so incredibly racist, just so blatantly racist, because he is speaking Spanish. They think that they can, and they get away with just saying the most horrendous shit that they want. And the other thing is something that Bad Bunny said before this. He said, well, English isn't America's first language, because it's not. Literally, we have so many cities that like San Francisco, like so many cities that come from like Latin heritage or Latin languages. And that's because there were Latin people there were Mexican people who were indigenous to America, and we genocided the people who were indigenous to this country. And so I wish that like they would just like learn more about history. Like, and I understand that doesn't fit the propaganda, but it's just so frustrating just seeing just this such like just bold racism and just how like calling him a fake American citizen is just so disgusting. It's so disgusting. And of course, a lot of people push back. AOC pushed back. She had a really great response to this. She said, a fake American citizen. Didn't you move to Puerto Rico to avoid paying your taxes while kids across America go hungry? Meanwhile, Bad Bunny actually funds low-income kids access to arts and sports programs while you defund them. Of course you're mad. He makes you look small. Yes, I love it. I love it. Hey, this is capitalism. LOL. No, exactly. Okay, about the NFL thing. I know, exactly. That's why it's so funny when they're like, this is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that they picked Bad Bunny. Like, it's a F you to us. No, it's not. It's literally capitalism. The thing that you want, the thing that you say we need is literally the reason you're all up in arms right now. Like, this is nothing like them picking Bad Bunny had nothing to do with them being woke, had nothing to do with anything. It had everything to do with he obviously got a lot of viewers for them and made them a lot of money because he broke the record. So yeah, no, it's capitalism. That's what this is. And it's not it's not on your side right now, so you're a little mad. The NFL made a rule that the teams start closer together and can't start running at each other until the return player has caught the ball. It's to reduce head injury. Oh, well then, I swear to God, like Trump, he just wants cruelty for the sake of cruelty. Like he doesn't care about people at all. He does not care about anyone but himself. Well, I hate MAGA for a lot of reasons. Hey, feds or IRS, go get his ass. Okay. All right, let's see. So that was a great response from AOC. Go her. I love her. I'm glad she responded that way. Logan, his brother, who I also don't like. I'm sorry. I'm not giving anyone passes, all right? I'm not giving there are certain people I'm just not going to give grace to, even if they are correct in a specific moment. Logan Paul being one of them. All right. Logan Paul said, I love my brother, but I don't agree with this. Puerto Ricans are Americans, and I'm happy they were given the opportunity to showcase the talent that comes from the island. So of course, like he said that, people were surprised he said that. Jake Paul got a lot of, like, people were really upset with him, and so he was tweeting all night trying to defend himself. He was saying, the problem with my tweet is that the word fake is being misinterpreted. He's not a fake citizen, obviously, because he's Puerto Rican, okay, and loves Puerto Rico and all Americans who support the country. More so, Bunny is fake because his values and criticism of our great country. So that's what they're saying. If you hate America, if you don't agree with me, if you're not conservative, if you speak up against ICE, then you're not a real American. Like, that's just it's stupid. It's stupid is what it is. It's stupid. And then he said, okay, to clarify, I wasn't calling... He's literally sitting here doing this. Like, he's like, to clarify, I wasn't calling anyone a fake citizen. He's like, I live in Puerto Rico. I love Puerto Rico. But if you're this part is so crazy. Okay. But if you're publicly criticizing ICE who are doing their jobs and openly hating on America, I'm going to speak on it, period. There's the same reason I called out Hunter Hess. If you benefit from a country, the platform it gives you, but publicly disrespect it at the same time, that's what I mean by being a fake citizen. And I agree, love is more powerful than hate. Love America. Okay. So stupid. That's not the stupid part. He said something really stupid up here. Oh, he said, guys, I love Bad Bunny. IDK what happened on my Twitter last night. WTF. Okay, there was, oh God, what did he say? I can't find it. He said something about like if you hate ICE, you can't call 911. And I thought it was in this one, but it wasn't. But he was saying if you hate ICE, you can't call 911. It's kind of like during Black Lives Matter. He was like, and now he put number one fan on here because he's fucking weird. But he literally said in a tweet, I don't know if it was like before Bad Bunny did the show or whatever, but he said that if you want to criticize ICE, if you don't like ICE, then you can't call 911, which is so stupid. And it shows how stupid he is, because it's like, okay, first of all, ICE is not, they're not cops. Okay, they're not cops. It's actually one of the biggest reasons people are upset, because they're just like this rogue agency that's kind of has been given the green light to do whatever they want. Apparently now they don't even need warrants to get into your house. They can just kick down your door. They can just punch into your car and drag you out of your car. Like, this shit is insane. So the simple fact that you don't even understand the criticism against ICE, and that you were just like, oh, well, you can't call 911. That's, they're two totally, I mean, I personally, I don't like the police either, but that's not the point. The point is that you don't even understand what ICE is, and you're sitting over here like, oh, if you don't like ICE, you can't call 911. No, ICE. People need to start calling the police on ICE. The ICE needs to start being arrested by the police. That's what needs to start happening. Anyway, that was just a small note. I wish I could have found that that tweet. Okay, funny to think all of Cali is liberal. Okay, I don't know if that's to me. But no, I know all of Cali's not liberal. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the best part, in my opinion. It is Megyn Kelly crashing out. So she was on Piers Morgan earlier, I think today, and she lost her mind. she lost her mind. She is crazy, okay? And she's a horrible human being, and God, she is just disgusting. So we're gonna watch that. So let's watch it.
Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, said Donald Trump. A slap in the face to our country. Trump didn't comment on the alternative all-American halftime show.
Oh, that's the other thing. So apparently, it's so funny because all these conservatives are like, oh, we're going to watch TPUSA. TPUSA is like the best. It did so good. Da, 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 da. But Trump didn't even watch the TPUSA halftime show. He didn't even watch it. He watched Bad Bunny. There are like pictures of him at Mar-a-Lago, and Lindsey Graham is there too. And Bad Bunny is on the screen, not Turning Point USA. So that's the even funnier part.
Staged by Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA, presumably because he was watching Bad Bunny.
Exactly.
And the truth is that both the alternative show and the president's statement felt like they were contrived as a response to something which ultimately didn't happen. Many expected Green Day and Bad Bunny to use the biggest show in the world of television to skewer the president and rail against ICE. But actually they didn't. Now, I'm no Bad Bunny.
Yeah, they called that gay, by the way, just to put it out there. They called that gay. Anyway.
Apologist. I didn't know much about him, actually, before yesterday, and also don't speak Spanish, but I actually really enjoyed his performance. I thought the staging, the choreography, the theatre was the best I've ever seen in a halftime show, and actually the message was about togetherness and love and unity. What's wrong with that? He didn't perform in Spanish to prove a point. He always sings in Spanish, just as Luciano Pavarotti sings in Italian. The criticism of the whole thing is that he sang in a language spoken by 60 million Americans, including the Secretary of State. Is that a problem?
And I hate Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan is another person I hate, but he's making some good points.
Said the president used to play Pavarotti's Nessun Dorma at his campaign rallies. It even played at the end of the emotional 2024 RNC as Trump accepted his nomination just days after being shot. Nessun Dorma, to remind you, is entirely in Italian. Well, I'll be joined by my panel in a moment. But first, let's hear from the host of the Megyn Kelly Show. Megyn Kelly. Megyn, great to have you back on Uncensored.
Great to see you back sort of on your feet and looking so well, Piers.
Do you know what? I took my first steps. I felt like Neil Armstrong today. I was walking along my high street with 2 crutches, 24 days after face planting, and it felt like a moment. I was like out of the house, suddenly breathing fresh air again. The whole thing is reminding.
For you, I'm amazed. I saw you're doing it at all, and that you're still doing your show. I admire your strength, as always.
Tell them how I'm getting on, because the response I've had has been incredible. People telling me about what they've been going through.
That's right, and now you don't have to worry about it in 15 years like the rest of us will.
Well, talking of pains in the ass, let's get into something, because there are going to be some things that I talk about with you where we're going to be in total agreement. But I'm going to start with something where I know we are totally in disagreement, and that is Bad Bunny. So I got up this morning and I watched it all without reading anything about it. I just thought, I want to watch this completely clean without anyone's view contaminating my brain cells. And I watched all 15 minutes of it. And I've watched every halftime show going back 30, 40 years. I thought as a piece of theatre, it was the best I've seen. Just the most extraordinary kind of Broadway on steroids.
It was incredible. It was incredible. It was incredible. And he had like actual, like the taco vendor that was out there. That's like a real local business in California. And he has them on the Super Bowl. That wedding that happened was a real wedding. They asked Bad Bunny to like come to their wedding, and he was like, hey, want to come to the Super Bowl instead? Like, dude, like this is like truly just such an incredible show and performance. And he showed he showed California, then he also showed New York, and I love New York. There's one thing about me that I will always say is I love New York. I'm going to live there one day. And I do. I love New York so much. And so when he went into like the New York part of the set, that was so cool, and it looked like New York, and oh god, it was just incredible. Oh, I love it.
Piece of theatre. I also thought it wasn't remotely divisive politically in the end. His Grammys speech was, but his performance, I thought, was actually a lot of things which I would have thought people on the conservative right would applaud. It was about love. A couple actually got married for real in the middle.
Well, no, okay, see, and this is the other thing. Okay, so I need to stop yapping so much. We need to get to the point where she crashes out. But something that I don't know if I put it in my last video or I pre-recorded another video. I don't know if it's in that. But something that I mentioned, I think it's in the video that I pre-recorded. But something that I mentioned in that video that's going to come out at some point is that like I've had conversations with people in my family who are conservative, and they think like, and we've talked about like who's dividing who, right? And I always say like trans people do not affect your daily life. Gay people do not affect your daily life. So why are you why are you voting on this? Why are you so concerned with other people and how they live their lives? Like, why are you so concerned about that? Why aren't you more concerned about like housing prices or grocery price, you know, what have you? There's a list, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a list. Why aren't you more, you know, concerned about that? And I've had these conversations, and they'll say the same thing. They're like, no, we are too divided. We need to be united. Like it's just the propaganda on both sides that are dividing us. But then I'll be like, okay, well then stop worrying about trans people. And she's like, well, no, it's the Democrat. And then they'll be like, well, no, it's the Democrats doing that. So like, it's the Democrats that are pushing trans or gay agendas, and that's dividing us. And so it's like this weird warped sense of like division. And that's why when Bad Bunny comes out here and he says, no, I actually want unity, and I actually think love overcomes hate, and like I actually think we are all America, together, they don't like that because they don't actually want unity. They want white supremacy, right? Because if we had unity, they wouldn't have that supremacy. So it's never been about unity for them. It's never been about loving each other. That's just something that they use because they want white people to feel left out when they're not, because they're afraid that they're not going to have the same privileges, or that white supremacy is not going to keep benefiting them. Anyway, just wanted to put that out there.
I love it. He was preaching about unity, not just the United States of America, but the wider Americas. What was the problem, Megan?
A certain male gesture is coming to mind, but I'm not sure I can do it on this show. No, it wasn't about what he was actually going to do during the middle of the Super Bowl performance. It's about him. It's about him being chosen as the Super Bowl performer, somebody who's...
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. This is not about you. The world is not about you. Like, this is not about you, Megyn Kelly. This is not about MAGA. This is not about conservatives. This is about the NFL getting one of the most popular music artists in the world to play because they want to become an international organization. It really is just capitalism. You're right. It really is just capitalism. And now here we are. And it's so funny because it's always conservatives who complain the most about capitalism, but then still say that we need capitalism. It's ridiculous.
Been an outspoken critic, of course, of the Trump administration and of America and our anti-immigrant policies. This is long before the current controversy over ICE.
Yes, because we've always had anti-immigrant yes, exactly. because what? We've always had anti-immigrant policies in this country. Are you kidding me? Yes, of course he spoke out.
He doesn't want illegals deported from this country. Well, too bad, because the majority of Americans do want that and are not shy about pushing for it. And that's why President Trump got elected. So he and his little buddies over at Green Day never miss a...
And his little buddies over at Green Day. She is crashing out. Like, when I watch this, I'm like, man, you must be such an unhappy person. Like Elon Musk, publicly announced that he is an unhappy person, and I just look at her and I'm like, wow, you just must be such a miserable person. You just seem like you're such a miserable person.
A chance to bash the United States of America. He got selected because Jay-Z, for some reason, has got the choice over who performs at our Super Bowl.
That's their new talking point, because Kid Rock, that's why he was on, when I said Kid Rock was on Fox News earlier and he looked unwell. Like he looked unwell, and it's because he was talking about how Jay-Z got to pick whoever. I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know if it's real or not, but they're like, oh, Jay-Z got to pick who performed, and Kid Rock literally said, I don't know, seems like a DEI hire to me. Just racism, just like pure racism. See, DEI, critical race theory, it was always a dog whistle for the N-word, always and consistently. And Kid Rock, I feel like, just kind of admitted it on Fox News today. But she's doing the same thing. She's blaming Jay-Z for picking these artists, saying these artists are anti-American, and he's a black man, so I can't believe Jay-Z got to pick the artist. Why did he get to pick the artist? And they're like blaming him. So just all around racist. Just all around just racist.
Another problem.
Just vile racism is all this is. She's just spewing vile racism.
Don't even get me started on his friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. Why is he choosing who's appropriate for American children to watch?
I don't know, man. Why do you keep bootlicking for the man who was mentioned in Jeffrey Epstein? Why do you keep bootlicking for the man who told a journalist to smile the other day, and you're like, yeah, maybe she should smile more? Like, dude, oh God, I hate her.
During our seminal sporting event. And I'm sorry, Piers, but to get up there and perform the whole the whole show in Spanish is a middle finger to the rest of America. Who gives a damn that we have 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States? We have 310 million who don't speak a lick of Spanish. This is supposed to be a unifying event for the country, not for the Latinos, not for...
Did you see that? The first time I watched this, I was like, what the fuck? What? Like, come on. I swear to God, every day I wake up and we are in a fresh new hell of like conservatives just saying the quiet part out loud. And I think when Donald Trump posted that video, that really racist video depicting Michelle and Barack Obama as monkeys is what he did. And at first, Caroline Leavitt defended it and was like, oh, it's just a joke, lighten up. Then you had some conservatives get upset, but then they asked him about it and he said, oh, well, I only looked at the beginning and I didn't think it was that bad, and no, I'm not going to apologize for it. Every day, Donald Trump and all these other people just give them even more permission to just be like outwardly like Nazis, outwardly racist and outwardly bigoted. And it's just like every single day, it's just like some new fresh hell becomes normalized. And I think that's how we've gotten to this point where she can just be so racist, just like disgustingly racist, just this like vitriol. And yet it's become so normalized, you know, and you'll have people probably saying that she wasn't being racist here. I'm sure if I asked some people in my family, they'd be like, oh no, she wasn't being racist. She is. She is, and it's outward and it's blatant. And it's disgusting.
One small group, but for the country. We don't need a black national anthem. We don't need a Spanish
That's why I wanted
speaking.
to show Coco Jones earlier, and that when she was performing, because she's also mad at that. So
non-English performer, and we don't need an ICE or America hater featured as our primetime entertainment.
Okay, what is the national language, officially the national language of the United States of America?
I mean, English, and there's been a push for many years to make it an official.
You don't have one.
Documented thing.
You don't have one.
You don't have it. That's actually like, I don't like Piers Morgan, but I really enjoyed that part because conservatives do this all the time. They're like, English is our language. English is our language. English. Why can't anybody speak English? And it's like, actually, we don't have a national language, and English is not the native language of this land. We just forced it on everyone. So there you go.
What?
If you would have let me finish my comment, I would have pointed that out, that people have been pushing to make it official.
Okay,
right,
so you're trying to make official.
This attitude that you have right here is why you in Great Britain have lost your culture. You ceded your culture to a bunch of radical Muslims who came in and took over. And
that's the other thing now. That's the new talk. That's the other talking point in the right now. Oh, the UK is going to hell in a handbag because Muslims exist.
Now it's gone. We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why President Trump was elected. And whether it's Bad Bunny, who is American but refuses to speak English in his performances.
This is just Nazi shit. This is Nazi shit. Like literally, I just want to be very clear about this, right? Because people like Tom McDonald, people like Donald Trump, all these people are like, oh my God, you're ratcheting up the narrative by calling them Nazis. No, this is the propaganda, though. They're saying that, essentially what she's saying is that the UK and America are white countries, and she's saying that we're not going to have that in America. That we're not going to let people who are Latino, Hispanic, whatever. Muslim, we're not going to let other people from other cultures or other countries or other religions, whether they're born here or not, whether they're an American citizen or not, we are not going to let them contribute to our culture or contribute, or even just be a part of our country or be considered American. That is Nazi propaganda. When she is saying that, she is essentially saying that America is a white country and we don't want anybody else in it. That is what she is saying. That is the propaganda she is spewing, and it's point blank. That's what she is saying. Like, we've come so far to this point that it is so normalized that calling people like her a Nazi is considered, outrageous or crazy. I don't think it's that crazy anymore, but like, calling her a Nazi should not be the problem. It's her propaganda and what she's saying should be a problem, because this is disgusting rhetoric. It's disgusting and it's really harmful. And God, she's just this disgusting human being. She's just like, I just don't like her so much. She's so horrible. Like, she's just a horrific person.
Or anybody else, we have to keep the Super Bowl, which is a quintessential American event. Football, that kind of football, is ours. They call it American football.
It's ours. It's ours. It's ours. It's ours. Like, what is wrong with you? Why do you care? 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 Why, like literally, what is such the big deal of feeling like you have like power over something, or you have a taunt? Like, why do you care so much about the Super Bowl? Why does it has to be an American thing? Like, why do you care? Like, what is wrong with you that this is like, you're holding so tight onto the NFL or the Super Bowl? It's stupid. Like, they're a corporation like any other corporation, okay? And to sit here and be like, oh, we have to keep them, they're just American, is just stupid. I don't even know what else to say, because it doesn't make any sense. And it's just like, I feel like it just shows like you're missing something. Like, she is missing something in her life or inside of her, that she feels the need to hold so tightly onto something so arbitrary, onto something so ridiculous, And it's funny because conservatives will come in my comments and always say that to me, oh, well, you're single and you live alone and you'll always be alone or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I like being alone. But like, when she talks like this, when she's so just like adamant about keep holding on to the Super Bowl and like holding on to like, whiteness or whatever, it's like there is something missing inside of you. Like, you are empty inside, and there is something missing inside of you. And like, this is a you problem, not an us problem, but you've made it into an us problem. You've made it into like a worldwide problem now, because there's something wrong with like you and inside of you, Anyway, that's how I feel about Megyn Kelly.
And the halftime show and everything around it needs to stay quintessentially American. Not Spanish, not Muslim, not anything other than good old-fashioned American apple pie. There should be a meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken, and an English-speaking performer. That's what the Super Bowl should be.
Okay, two things.
Okay, I'm done. She's lost her goddamn mind. She's lost her mind. She crashed out for no reason. She is nuts. She's nuts. She's nuts. That's capitalism, Megan. The NFL wants to be global product. Exactly. It was two years ago with Jay-Z, no? Yeah, I don't know where this Jay-Z thing is coming from. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't even know where this Jay-Z thing is coming from. They just want to blame it on him for some reason, because they're racist. But, like, I'm not understanding, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Jay-Z, but that's just because he's, like, a capitalist, and I'm anti-capitalist, so like I'm just not the biggest fan of him. But like, blaming him for this just is like it's just so strange to me. And like, yeah, it just screams racism, especially when Kid Rock like gives it away when he was like, I don't know, seems like DEI to me. It's like, okay, so your halftime show didn't do good, so now you have to say, oh, the other halftime show was DEI. Like, it's just stupid. I never liked Jay-Z, so overrated. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like him because, yeah, like I said, he's a capitalist. And there were some allegations against him, but I don't know I don't know enough about that. But anyway, blaming him for this is really stupid, and calling him like a DEI hire is so racist. So racist and ridiculous on so many levels. Because if he were picking them, which I'm not even sure if he is, but if he were picking them, I would say it would not be it would like he literally he's like one of the biggest artists that there is. I'm not a huge fan, but that doesn't mean he isn't. So it's like, anyway, it's racist. It doesn't matter. I don't have to sit here and try to intellectualize it. I found it. Okay. So this is like what Logan Paul said when he was talking about ICE and 911. If you don't like ICE, then you can't call 911 when you're in trouble. If you don't respect law enforcement agents, then you shouldn't depend on them. And then some shit about Billie Eilish. Yeah, they were mad at Billie Eilish last week because at the Grammys, she was talking about how we're on stolen land, and now they're like, oh, well, she should give her mansion to someone. It's fucking stupid. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. Like, and like I've tried to explain this before, but to people before, but I'm just like, there really is a movement called like land back movement. And so that's the funny thing, is when you use that response of like, oh, well, then, then give all your stuff back, give your land back. I'm like, I support the land back movement. I would love that. But like personal property would personal property would still like exist. Like you would still own your house. You're not like, you fundamentally just don't understand what people mean when they say like, this land is on stolen land and we shouldn't sit here and tell people that they're illegal on stolen land. Anyway, that was the whole thing. But yeah, it's Jake Paul. Jake Paul is stupid because he said call 911. You can't call 911 if you don't like ICE. They're two different things. Anyway, he's so stupid. so stupid. Okay, all right. Well, that was the live today. Thank you so much for everyone that joined. Today was super fun. I'm glad we had a fun topic. I'm not sure what I'm gonna post on Wednesday yet. I have a couple ideas in mind, so you'll see what happens on Wednesday. Tomorrow, for my members, I will be posting my reaction to Francesca trolling people at the Melania movie, which is going to be really funny. So if you're a member, stay tuned for that. And yeah, thank you all so much for being here. I love you all so much. Today was so fun. There were so many people, and thank you for the super chats and everything. And yes, thank you all for being here. I'm always so bad at outros because I'm like, I just don't want to go. Okay. But before we leave, yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for always being here and being such a huge supporter. Also thank you to my members, Troy, Roberto, Creflo, and hey Skip J. I saw you, Creflo, earlier. Thank you for being here. Love you all very much. And yeah, thank you all so much for coming. And I will see you on Wednesday, and then I'll see you next Monday. I did post like a schedule post, so I'm gonna go live Mondays, and then Tuesdays are member videos, and then Wednesdays are regular videos, and that's the schedule. So I posted that, so if you want to check it out, it says February schedule, but I'm gonna try to stick to it. But anyway, yes, I'm babbling. Love you all so much, and I will see you next time. All right. Bye.